Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. How to get over social awkwardness. And this is a very important thing because one thing I'm seeing, right? You get guys who have great bait. Great bait, you know. Women see them as physically attractive. Shoot. The guys could tell Rom some things on Body Game. You got a few guys who got that, they building stuff, but they still got something that limits them with women. That's social awkwardness. They got style. In fact, you talk to some women who see these guys and the women say, yeah, that dude fine and everything. And I've known a few dudes like that women were going crazy over, but the guys didn't say anything to them, right? And that social awkwardness is deep. It can be deep, even in some cases, someone might even need to get therapy for it, which I would highly recommend. If you think it's like if your social awkwardness is based on maybe some abuse as a child, and that could be myriad types of abuse, some that's just causing it, or maybe some neurological issue. I would highly recommend some type of therapy, some type of professional therapy, licensed therapy. Okay, seriously, and that's the extreme. That's at the extreme. But sometimes people just, I don't know, for whatever reason they grow up and just because, and especially a lot of younger people, just never really learn how to talk. A lot of younger guys never learn how to talk to women. Seriously, just on a plain basis. I mean, they don't have any neurological issue, such as being on the spectrum or abuse, but they just, you had so many guys who grew up playing video games. It's like the younger and younger guys who played video games, you had watched TV. Because, see, a lot of times back in the day for like some of the Gen X and the boomers, shoot, we didn't have all of that. We had what? Maybe 5 stations, really? Maybe 5 stations, depending on where you are. 3 major ones, and maybe like a local independent something. And shoot, me growing up, they had the 3 major stations, or at least when I was young, 3 major stations. Then you had the independent thing, and then, close to Baltimore, you could pick up one of them independent stations. So, so we had to get outside. We had to talk. And, I was talking with another brother around my age a while ago, and we were saying, yeah, our first encounters with women were just talking in the neighborhood. You just out playing. And shoot. In fact, a lot of first sexual experience was guys weren't with some girlfriend or something, or even some hoish type of woman. It might have been just a local woman that you were real cool with. And she'd be like, hey, you want to come over? But even before that, you still talking. It was just regular conversations, just regular interaction. So you grew into it. But there's been a change in that. Now, how do you get over it? Now, I already said if it's like a real serious matter, you like look into some type of professional therapy, right? Look into some professional therapy. But if it's not that case and you just didn't have that practice, well, it's very simple. I've said this several times, and I want to repeat it because I constantly get questions for it anyway, particularly from some guys who might not have heard me say this before. Every single day, say hi to at least 3 women. Just say hi. Just say hi. You don't look at them like you trying to get their phone number. Just casual walking, like in random places. Just say hi. Now somebody will say, well, what's that going to do? Well, very simple. First of all, when men have a social awkwardness, that's deeper than just saying they socially awkward. They feel it in their bones. Like they around a woman, they actually get nervous because it's like, one, because you're thinking, well, what do I say to her? What do I do? And all of that. It's not a natural progression. For guys who don't have that social awkwardness, if you notice, they can just walk past a woman, hey, say hi and keep going. It's not a big deal. Or if they need to approach her, they just go up and say hi. Or, they say hi, what's up, or something like that. Or they can engage in random conversations. But this is specifically for the guys who have an issue doing that, right? That can be solved without professional therapy. And that's like, you say hi to 3 women a day. And at least you got to do this every day at a minimum 21 days. And then, because what it does, it tells your body, what you're doing is reprogramming your body, you know? And you need to do it just random. Now, it's going to be tough at first for some guys. It really is going to be tough. But remember, you just starting there, right? You just starting there. And what you're doing is getting your body used to it. In 21 days, that's when you can change the habit, you know? And then if you keep going with it, it becomes such a natural part of you. But see, that's just the beginning. But then as you gradually get used to that, just have regular conversations with women. You know, that's another way too. If you want a job, just have regular conversations. Don't try to ask them out on a date. Right? Don't ask them out on a date. Don't try to do what you think is flirting with them. Because first of all, if you're having trouble talking to them, you definitely have trouble flirting. A true flirt is a man who has, he's already comfortable with talking to women. So you want to just say something every day. And then also get out your head that this woman's evil, do that, right? And don't think they have to respond either. Some women might be like, okay, let them walk. You're going to get some women like that. You don't know what's going on with her. She could be mean. She could have had a death in the family that day. Don't worry about it. Some guys see that and they have no idea what's going on with that woman. You just say hi and keep going. That's how you got to be. Like, you ain't pressed about how she respond. So you start with that, and then when you got a chance, whenever you're around any females that are not related to it, and you know them, you're at work or something, just have a general shoot the breeze conversation. That's another way you just get used to it in your body. Because, see, what happened is as you gradually change that, you get to the point where you can approach a woman, you can have a conversation with a woman, and it's not affecting you. You're not feeling it on your insides. You know? You're not feeling it. You're just like, oh, okay, hey. You know? And that's the key thing. You just practice. Once you're in practice, you're just like, oh. And then it becomes second nature to you. So then I'll say, like, after a year of doing this, just learning to talk, I say after a year at the earliest. You know, after a year, if you following like the non-professional therapy path, it'll get to the point when you do run into that woman that you find very attractive. That one, I say, you got to approach or something because you use the word damn principle. Or even if you that type, you got that bait that she'll like put herself in your position. And let me tell you something about that. Most women ain't going to walk up to you and ask you for your phone number or anything like that. They'll walk near you and just have a general conversation. See, that's why I said you want to get used to the time you just talking. Because they'll be indirect about it and then be waiting for you to ask them for their number. But you got to be in a position where you can just have that conversation. Because I'm going to tell you what, that's really the biggest thing out there, just talking. Like I'm going to tell you, conversation is so deep. You can have a regular conversation. You don't have to bring sex talk in it or not, and you can turn on some women. Because they look for that connection. Because women are moved by their emotion more so than men. Ain't saying men don't have an emotion, but women are moved by it. And good conversation, shoot. You make love to those ears. And that is seriously, you could be talking about the weather or something and throw some jokes in there and they like, ha ha. Seriously. But yeah, that's how you really do it. And it takes time. Like let's be clear, it's not an overnight solution, regardless of which path that you take. You know, if you have to get therapy or something to deal with the issues that made you socially awkward to begin with, that could take a while. And then if it was just a general thing where you just never developed like that ability to have just a regular conversation with a woman, that's still going to take a while to like fix. You know, especially depending if the older that you are. It's hard to break a habit. It's hard to break a belief system. So, anyway. And like I say, that's Rom's way. That's how Rom would tell you to do it. Whatever path, whatever you need to heal, whatever. So Anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll talk to you later. Peace.